It is Friday, January 16th, 2026. This is another offseason edition of Baseball Today. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, along for the ride as well. Yeah, truth be told, we're taping late night on Thursday because there was some breaking news. Remember I told you at the end of our last show, we'll be back if there's breaking news, and this is about as big as we have had this offseason. The champs, they do it again. Bringing in the prize free agent position player of the offseason, Kyle Tucker, 4 years, $240 million to the LA Dodgers. $30 million of it is deferred, so present-day value kicks in about $57 million per season. Opt-outs after years 2 and 3. All right, Plouffe, we had heard rumors, Toronto. We had heard rumors about the Mets. And yeah, the Dodgers, they're hanging around. Well, guess who got him at the end of the day? What does this mean for the World Series champs?
It means that you can't trust any rumors, Chris, because we heard the Dodgers were not interested in the high AAV. They were selling him on, hey, come play for the Dodgers. Turns out they had 60 a year in the bag. You know what? Look, people are so mad online, and they're mad at me. And they're mad at everybody. Unless you're a Dodger fan, like, you're pissed off right now. And I sort of get it, dude. I'm looking at their Fangraphs roster resource right now. I'm looking at the projected lineup. There it is. Beautiful, Dan. It's wild. It's great. That's an unbelievable lineup, dude. It's the closest thing we're going to get to like when the NBA has these super teams. I mean, we said this before last year too. And was it an easy route to the World Series? No, but they did end up winning the World Series. So, like, I get it. I understand the sentiment from other fan bases saying, like, my team can't do this. And I kind of have to agree that maybe they can't spend like this. Does it always make a difference in the standings and in the postseason? No. But I am shocked, Chris. Like, I'm completely shocked. The Dodgers. I'm not shocked that he ended up signing with the Dodgers. I am shocked that they ponied up 60 a year for 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, so on our last show, some people weren't happy when we talked about in relation to Kyle Tucker when I brought up the phrase Anthony Rendon syndrome. And what I meant by that was the fact that maybe some teams are scared off because a year ago when he got traded from Houston to the Cubs, there wasn't any way in the world we would have thought he would have signed for 4 years when he became a free agent. Did you think there was any way?
No, I mean, I didn't think this contract was in the realm of possibilities. No,
didn't think it at all. And then when you heard, Joel Sherman put out there, well, maybe he doesn't love baseball the way. And listen, you can believe it or not believe it, or it doesn't matter. It only matters what the teams believe. And so I think that some teams were going to say, if we want to give a guy 8, 10, 12 years, we want to make sure he is all in. I think this is a perfect contract for Kyle Tucker. I think it's incredible for him, and I think it's incredible for the Dodgers because right now they are playing by the rules that everybody has access to, but they're the only ones that are beating to this drum. And what I mean by it, they can go out and break through financial walls if they want to. They can have a payroll that's in $400 million category, no matter what the present day value is. They can defer money just like anybody else, but they are seemingly the best at it. Oh, by the way, Kyle Tucker, you want to opt out after year 2 or year 3? Go for it, because we're so good at drafting and developing. We got young guys that we can have on minimum contracts if we want to. And oh, by the way, if somebody else isn't doing their job as a veteran, we'll go trade some of those young guys and we'll go send them somewhere else and we'll bring somebody else in. They paid Michael Conforto last year $17 million to do zip, nada, nothing. That could have destroyed most teams. It's an afterthought with the LA Dodgers. They are better than every organization out there. They feel richer than every organization out there, even if they might not be. Every player wants to play for them, whether it's for a ton of money or what some other team might have paid them down the road. It doesn't matter. They are playing maybe by the same set of rules. They're playing an entirely different game than everybody else.
So, yeah, I agree with you. The rules are the same, but they do have different It's the TV deals what everyone will point out to you, Chris. They are
Part of it.
starting with that big TV deal that, as we know, and especially I know because I work for one of the teams that doesn't have a deal, that we're with Major League Baseball now. Like, that is a stark, shocking difference in starting point. You can point to the ownership and say, it's there's a lot of people that can take on the risk in that ownership. What I say to that aspect is like, well, like, why don't these other owners who are saying they can't afford to do this, why don't they take on some of that private money? Why don't they uh, take some of that franchise value and pocket it and bring somebody in that can help mitigate the risk? So like, I don't think it's the same rules. I don't think it is a level playing field. But you are right. It's not like they just outspend everybody. We talk about that all the time with the Dodgers. They do everything exceptionally well. You mentioned they draft, they develop, they foster their talent. People love playing there. You hear it all the time. I mean, I hear it from Brian Dozier, a guy from Mississippi, dude, who like he doesn't really want to be in LA, but he says the best organization by far that he played for. So like they are doing everything right. The thing that's really getting me right now, and I guess we'll get into what can we say? What does it mean for the Dodgers to have Kyle Tucker? It's insane. I mean, obviously we know what kind of baseball player he is. I mean, I don't know where he's going to hit in the lineup. I have no idea. They have an incredible lineup. What I will say is I keep hearing lockout, 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 and I just don't believe it. And people online are so mad at me for saying that, calling me a dummy, all sorts of names actually. But I just don't see it, Chris. I don't see it. And maybe there is a lockout, but that's different than a strike, or that's different than not playing games in 2027. We've
Well,
seen lockouts before. The agreement will come. I truly, truly believe that. Baseball is on its way up. There might be not necessarily a level playing field per se. But like, you have to remember too, like the Dodgers right now, I believe, and maybe Dan can fact check me here. If they're paying $57 million for Kyle Tucker, they're already over like the third or the fourth tax.
dude, they've blown past everything.
So they're getting taxed 110% on this contract, which means they're paying on a present day $57 million contract. They're paying somewhere upwards of $62 million in taxes. Half of that going to the teams that aren't over the tax. That's just free
Right.
revenue for them.
Yes, it is.
So like
Okay.
there's going to be a call. There's no doubt in my mind that the owners at the end of next year are going to try to instill a revenue sharing system. They won't call it a salary cap. That's what they'll call a revenue sharing system, a revenue split with the players. And they'll point to the other leagues that have it. And you can talk and look, I'm open to hearing both sides on it. I am not like I was a big time part of the Players Association. The Players Association hasn't really treated our company that well, for being honest. I'm not a shill for them. I have my own beliefs. Major League Baseball is a minority owner in this company. Okay, so like I'm just going to tell you what I think. I think business is too good. I think business is too good, and they'll figure out a way to get past it. I don't know what that means. If that does mean they're going to implement a split, I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, in my gut and in my big baseball brain, I just don't feel like a lockout's coming or
Okay.
missed
I mean,
games.
listen, it's deals like this that bring it to the forefront, because the Rays couldn't do this. My Guardians couldn't do this. Your Twins couldn't do it. There's a hell of a lot of teams that can't do it. And when you're a fan of, say, a football team, the reason your team stinks isn't because their owner can't afford to do something. It's because they're inept. And at least as a baseball fan, you want to feel like, well, we're going to suck this year. It's because our front office sucks and our players aren't good enough. It's not because we can't afford to compete with the Dodgers and the Mets and the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Cubs of the world and all those teams, okay? So, but I don't think that's what this is about today. I do think that it's about Kyle Tucker getting a deal that is maybe not financially in terms of dollars significantly less, although there was a number that started with 4 that we thought he was going to get at this free agency deal. But there is a number that starts with 4, and that's the number of years he got here. And I think he got here because he's been injured. I think the last 2 years. I think that we talked about this the other day, that his peaks haven't been so peakish that they're $400 million worthy, right? Mike Trout has a contract that's worth more than $400 million. He had peak years. Juan Soto, peak years. Kyle Tucker does everything well on a baseball field. I can't tell you one thing he's ever done that left an indelible mark for me. Not one. And I think that's how we ended up here contractually.
I mean, if you're asking me seriously right now, Chris, I'm genuinely thinking about this in real time. If you offered me 10 years, 400 million, or 4 years, 240 million, and I had the choice of both of those, like I don't know which one I would take. I'd really have to sit down and think about it.
It's a great question.
I'd really and look, it's a difference of $140 million over the next 6 years. And people say, well, why wouldn't you want to keep playing, and why wouldn't you want to earn that? And that's probably where my mind would go. For being honest, I'd probably take the 10 years, 400, because I just have a great time playing baseball and not worrying about a damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not too far away. Like those two contracts aren't too far away from each other when you're really, really thinking about it. I don't know what, like if you were to say, okay, the $240 million, and I don't really want to get lost in the numbers, but like $240 million, like what does that mean? What is that worth in 10 years? If you're, I don't even know. He is this type of player. Obviously he got that type of money. He got elite of the elite, the most AAV ever in a season contract. So like he is that player.
Yeah. So Dan's put a couple of notes for us to share that the Dodgers projected luxury tax bill at this point for 2026. Just the luxury tax bill is $165 million. That tax penalty alone would rank them 19th in terms of payroll. Just their luxury tax bill.
So yeah, we did some research on that. So 165 million. It's a 50-50 split between players' benefits, for the pension fund and stuff like that. So like, hey, thank you guys. And then so that would mean $82.5 million. That was quick math right there. Nice by me. $82.5 million is getting equally distributed to teams that are not over that tax. And that's just the Dodgers.
Right. People on Twitter, Dan points out, are also calling specifically for a deferral cap, which I do think is something that they should look into.
I'm open to all this. I want every fan base to feel like they have a chance, Chris. I truly do. Again, you root for the Guardians. I root for the Twins. Like, I know my ownership isn't going out and going after Kyle Tucker. I know that. Would I like that? Like, I don't. There's a solution to this. We haven't got there yet, but I just do not see us missing games.
Well, look,
as far as a deferral cap, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like that's a way for these quote unquote smaller market teams to give out these deals, don't you think?
With deferring money.
So maybe we say, if you're over the CBT cap at a certain point, you can't defer any more money. Maybe that's what it is. I wouldn't want to limit other teams from being able to do that, because I feel like that's a way that they can give out these contracts and get guys.
Look, it's the last thing I want to say about this, because we're going to have way too much time to talk about a possible work stoppage next year. All I would say is it doesn't feel like a fair fight. It just doesn't. And whether or not every owner has a chance to spend money and maybe should open books, the number one thing that has to happen in this sport is for the owners to sit down in a room and try and figure out why their system doesn't work for all 30 of them. They really have to start with that. Instead of it being owners versus players, it really has to start with the owners and the owners getting on the same page, because it doesn't feed 1 through 30. It's just not the same. Whereas in the NFL, it's all the same for the 32 owners. Well, 31 minus Green Bay.
One more point on why I feel like we'll figure something out. You can go back and you probably remember this better than I do, but there was a time where Dan's Yankees were the evil empire. They were going out and getting all the free agents. They were trading for guys. Yes, they developed some talent. Sounds kind of like the Dodgers right now. In 2005, they spent over 3 times the median payroll in the big leagues. The Dodgers are not there yet in 2025 or 2026. Okay. Did we miss any games during any of those CBAs? No, we didn't. They found a way. I'm telling you, I think business is too good. And that's a good thing. And maybe, and like, I don't know, are fans like wanting a strike?
No, of course not. But they would want to feel like it's a fair fight, which
me too. I'm in on that. Let's do it.
But at least where your owners are trying to do something in the offseason, because there's a lot of teams that are just sitting on their hands. Let's get back to this Tucker deal.
Okay.
We thought for the longest time that maybe he was going to end up north of the border with the Toronto Blue Jays. And then over the last couple of days, the Mets on a shorter deal where apparently they offered maybe $220 million. Dan, I think you said that over 4 years is roughly. So a little bit shy of what he ended up signing with. Actually, a lot shy of what he ended up signing with the Dodgers. Where do those teams go from here now? The Blue Jays and the Mets specifically.
The Mets turn their focus to Cody Bellinger. I don't think that's a question at all. And the Blue Jays, I mean, does it sound like they're interested in bringing Bichette back? I feel like I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard
in a while, right? We're hearing him about possibly going to the Red Sox. We're hearing about him meeting with the Phillies. I haven't really heard Blue Jays stuff on him. But again, I'm sure there's talks going on all over the place that we don't know about. So I'm not so sure on the Blue Jays where they go next. I feel like, they've had a pretty dang good offseason. The Mets, to me, they go sign Cody Bellinger.
I think that if I were to rank this, I think that the Blue Jays would have loved to have had him to continue to flex their offseason muscles. He would have immediately been the second best position player on their team behind Vlad. Whereas with the Mets, you could make an argument second or third, depending on how you see Lindor after Soto. But they really needed him based on what has gone on in the outfield in the offseason. So I really felt like they would have needed him. And I do think that now they're going to add an extra year for Bellinger. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up signing there for 7 years. And then if not, if they miss out on Bellinger and he wants to go back to New York, now you can cross the Dodgers off that list. If he ends up in LA and signs a contract there, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll walk to Dodger Stadium from my house, I guess.
Okay. If Bellinger signs to the Dodgers, you'll walk to Dodger Stadium?
Yeah.
You already said it.
For a few days span. I don't know if I could make it in one day. You might have to follow me in a rickshaw or something.
I got you.
Thanks, bro. But yeah, I think Toronto is probably very disappointed in this. I think they're really. But so if they don't get Bichette, do they not do anything? Do they just kind of go to battle with what they've got?
Well, they brought in Okamoto.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in Dylan Cease.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm missing one other person. Tyler Rogers.
Yeah, they added their bullpen, Rogers.
It's pretty.
But I mean, remember they've got a full year. What they hope is Santander and Springer. I don't know how you divvy up the outfield DH duties there, right? They've got Barger, Clement, Davis Schneider. They've got a lot of stuff to work with right now still.
They've had a pretty good offseason.
They've had a great offseason. Now, none of those guys that we just mentioned are Kyle Tucker or Bo Bichette in terms of what they bring offensively. But, hey, man, they were 2 outs from winning the World Series against the Dodger team, which obviously has added Kyle Tucker and maybe the best closer in baseball in Edwin Diaz.
Are they a Framber team?
Whew.
I'm looking at the rotation now. You got Gausman, you got Cease, you got Biebs coming back, although the rumors are that he's got some sort of elbow thing, so we'll see what that shapes out to be. They have Savage. They brought over Cody Ponce from Korea.
Mm-hmm. Right, so they've got 2/5 of their rotation that could be gone after this year because Gausman and Bieber are both in their walk year. Framber, I don't know if that makes sense. Because then what are you doing? You're taking one of those guys and putting him in the bullpen or trading him.
I'm just thinking. I mean, you just had $40 million ready to go in the holster.
Mm-hmm.
I always think of that as a fan base. I'm like, you just had $40 million spent. Give me 20 of that. Put it back in the roster.
I think it would be smarter for them. I still think the Mets have work to do. And unlike the Mets, I think the Blue Jays could go into spring training day one and feel great about this roster.
Yeah.
And so what I would do if I were Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro with the Blue Jays, I would wait until the season starts playing out.
Sure.
Guys might get hurt. Guys might underperform because not all of them have proven track records, not all of them. And so if you want to save that dough to fire a shot, maybe you can pry somebody loose. Maybe some of the teams are ready to tighten their belt because of a possible work stoppage. I don't know.
I just had a thought. Big time thought. Big brain right here.
Yeah.
Steve Cohen, what was he tweeting about? He was tweeting like, and we thought that meant that Kyle Tucker was coming to the Mets. Didn't happen. Does he get like, there's a poker term called like on tilt. Does he get on tilt a little bit, go sign Belly and trade for Scoobs? You know what I mean? Just like, hey, let me swing it around a little bit.
I kind of dig it.
Steve Cohen on tilt.
I'm in.
Okay.
There is one other aspect we didn't talk about with the Dodgers that maybe if they want to shave a little payroll to try and trade Teoscar Hernandez, eat some of that contract on the way out the door, you could be fine with Call out there and trying to figure out something else in left field. Just a thought.
Okay.
I think here's the thing I love about Tucker going to the Dodgers. A few things. Number one, it's great to have a team that's hated in your sport. So obviously Dodgers have a lot of love, huge fan base outside of Los Angeles. They are public enemy number one. It was great when the Yankees did that when they won 4 out of 5. It's great to have it in your sport. Every sport needs it. The Chiefs, people love them and people hated them. It's Patriots during their run. It's all great, great stuff. Warriors, doesn't matter what sport you want to say it. You need that because you need people loving and hating that one team, and we've got that. I also think that other teams are going to be pissed off that they didn't get him. And some big teams, big name teams, big spending teams, and that could create chaos, and I dig it. I'm in.
Do we have other offers that got turned down? Is that out yet, Dan? Like what do the Blue Jays offer? What do the Mets offer?
We shared the Mets offer that we have.
Mets was what? 4 years, 220? Did I see that?
Yeah. Where'd you get that, Dan? Just so we can give somebody some credit. Do you know where you got that from? It's just apparently all over the Twitterverse. So Jim Duquette apparently was the first one. Okay? Jim Duquette. And by the way, didn't Passan break the Kyle Tucker news? Isn't that who broke it? And then John Heyman had the terms, the deferral terms.
Hi, boy, Jeff. Way to go, brother Jeff.
Right. Good stuff. All right, so everybody's reaction. We need it. Tucker going to the Dodgers. Hate it? Do you hate it for the sport? Do you love it? What do you give us everything you got in the comments. Just unload.
If please just yell at me. Just get it all out on me. I'm fine. I can handle it.
Plouffe out of his gourd.
Oh, people are just they're being real mean to me on X right now.
Fine. Mets, Blue Jays, what do you want to do next now that you don't get him? What is going to happen? We got a lot of stuff to cover. Lot.
Even Ian Happ's t-shirt brand is telling me, I think they called me an idiot or something like that. That's
nice.
Mean.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. We get called all sorts.
I won't wear your shirts. How about that?
It's okay. Now, personally, I would never call people idiots, but if you want to call us idiots, it's fine. No, this is what we sign up for. So, like minutes after Passan tweets out about Kyle Tucker, he says, oh, by the way, there's a 3-team trade between the Reds, Rays, and Angels. Halos get Josh Lowe from Tampa Bay. The Rays get Gavin Lux from Cincinnati, plus Halos pitching prospect Chris Clark. and Cincinnati snags left-handed reliever Brock Burke from the Angels. Are you confused, or are you saying I'm super excited about one part of this trade? What do you
I
got?
think these are all fits. You get rid of B. Lau down in Tampa, so that opens up a second base spot for Gavin Lux, and he kind of, I believe he played some outfield last year with the Reds as well. So versatile piece, and if they want to platoon him, they can do that. So I don't know if I love that for Gavin Lux unless he gets a majority of the time there. We'll see how that works out for him. But it's obviously, I feel like it fits for the Rays. He seems like a Rays type guy too. Reds good. I mean, Brock Burke has had some really, really good years in the bullpen, whether it's for Texas or with the Angels. So anytime you get a left-handed reliever, I was actually looking today for Team USA. I was like, you know what? Like, I know they got Spire and they got is it Clevenger or Clevenger? They got a couple. They got a couple lefties there that are pretty damn good. I was like, is there another lefty out there that could play for Team USA? There's not a lot of lefties out there.
Yeah. Well,
so anytime you can pick up a good left-hand reliever, go ahead and do that. And then for the Angels, I mean, yeah, they need somebody to fill in the Taylor Ward spot. So it all fits. That's why they made the trade.
Yeah, with the two biggest names in the trade, it's gosh, I hope you guys start balling soon, because I really want you to be good players. And for whatever reason, maybe it's injury, and in some cases just underwhelming. Like Josh Lowe, we thought that in 2023, the year he hit 20 homers and had like 32 steals. For people that haven't had a chance to walk past this guy, that's what a major league outfielder should look like. Have you stood next to him? You stood next to him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's big. Big boy.
He's huge. Like, that's what you're like, if you go shopping at the Major League Outfield store, like, I'll take 3 of those guys, because that's exactly what they're supposed to look like. And it just has not worked, because since 2023, his WAR has been less than 1 collectively. And yeah, once again, it's injuries. It's not playing well. It's just the number. So this is the year, obviously, that they decided to shut down Lowe's and Lau's in the Tampa St. Pete area. Everything must go. Sales are final. Gavin Lux, I hope he's able to turn the corner there. He was always a huge prospect for the Dodgers. I thought they kind of screwed with him, putting him all over the place. Remember the playoff year? They had to put him in center field. Here, go learn this on the fly. That wasn't fun for him. But I do think the best part of this trade is what Cincinnati ended up doing. Brock Burke pitched 69 games last year. He's interesting because he's a sinker ball guy, but is susceptible to the long ball. And this is not a good yard to have your home games in. Like, you don't want to pitch 81 times in this ballpark if you're having trouble giving up the gopher ball. But I always like for Tito to have multiple lefties, and so they're going to have that in Cincinnati. They just signed Caleb Ferguson to a deal. They just signed Pierce Johnson, who's going to help him as a veteran from the right side. So more toys to play with for Tito. I like it best for Cincinnati at this point.
Okay, yeah. Burke's done a lot of innings before. I was looking at his baseball reference page. He had a season in 2022 where he threw 82 and a third. Okay. And those are all no starts. That's all relief. 82 and a third to a 197 in 2022. Attaboy, Burke.
That's good. Not a huge strikeout guy, but that's all right. We can live with that. This episode, Baseball Today, sponsored by SeatGeek. We got it. We're in baseball's offseason, but still tons of great events. This weekend, NFL playoff games. If you don't have tickets yet, head to SeatGeek. College Football National Championship, Monday night in Miami. Go to SeatGeek. See if you can squeeze your way in. NBA, NHL, World Cup's coming up this summer. This is why we want to give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app out there. Can't tell you how many times I planned in advance or last second, hey, do we want to go to a ball game down in Anaheim? Sure, let's check out what SeatGeek's got available. I always love it because they got your best interest in mind, right? They color code the seats. I mean, anybody can tell you that a seat behind the dugout is going to be awesome, but maybe it's not best for your wallet. So they're always looking out for you, okay? And we're looking out for you. We got a code, Baseball 2026. You're going to get 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That is 10% off any tickets with that promo code Baseball 2026. Click the link in the description, download the app, have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later, and we will see you at a ball game in the near future. Can't wait. All right, one thing we didn't have a chance to talk about because it happened after our last show, Ranger Suarez heads to the Boston Red Sox, 5 years, $130 million. 30-year-old lefty joins a very improved starting rotation, which also traded for Sonny Gray and Johan Oviedo this offseason. Does signing Suarez make up for whiffing out on Alex Bregman's possible return to Beantown?
It surely helps. I mean, it's definitely a counter move to that. I mean, I think the Red Sox still have a very good roster position player wise and on the pitching side. So like either way, if they added Bregman, they were going to add to an already good roster. I guess he was there last year technically, but they already have a good collection of position players and they already have a good collection of pitchers. So either way, you're just adding to strengths, in my opinion. Ranger's just one of those guys, man. I know he can be a Swiss Army knife if you need him to be, but I mean, I like him as a starter in the postseason. Anything goes. He's just turned into like sneaky, like one of the better lefties in the game. And guess what, Chris? He got paid like it, man. I'm so excited. I told you I was looking at my 2018 Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs roster where I played with Ranger. He's always been a great guy. I'm happy for him. It seems like this is a move that I don't think this takes the Red Sox out of who we were talking about earlier. Like a Bichette situation still can happen with them. I think they just saw this as an opportunity to get better on the pitching side, and they took it.
I'm so happy for him because you remember a couple of years ago when they made the World Series, how reluctant the Phillies were to let him face the order 3 times through.
Yes.
And we were like, wait a second, like he's dealing. And if you go look at his postseason stats, he's one of the best active starting pitchers we've got when it comes to October baseball. He's been flat out dominant. And he doesn't look like he's got dominant stuff, right? His average fastball's 90.5 miles an hour. I didn't say 95. I said 90.5 miles per hour. That is not very good in today's game. But he gets guys out. He's got moxie, and he's got everything. You worry a little bit about the injury history with him. He's not a big guy. He's going to miss a handful of starts every year. You just hope that it's not the big one that happens with him. But I dig it. I think it's a great move by them. Do they still need right-handed pop? Yes. And I think that because they have such a surplus, I mean, just look at their rotation alone, right? So it's Garrett Crochet, Suarez, Sonny Gray, Brian Bayo, who's still under contract, guys that are still rehabbing are Cutter Crawford, Patrick Sandoval. We already talked about Oviedo. This doesn't even count the left-handers, Connolly Early and Peyton Tolley. Then we know that they've got an abundance of outfielders as well. So I expect them to make another move. I expect them to do something, and they could do something big. They could package if they wanted. If they don't want to just give Bo Bichette money, if they want to trade for somebody, the problem is I can't figure out like the perfect person to put in their infield. It wouldn't be Nico Horner. It wouldn't be Brendan Donovan. Those guys don't have enough pop, and Donovan's a left-handed stick anyway. So I don't know who this would be, but you could package one of your outfielders and one of your young pitchers that everybody would covet.
Yeah, so the entire time we were thinking, hey, they're going to go get a Bichette, they're going to go get a Bregman, and then use some of those outfielders to go get like a frontline starter. And now they've kind of done the opposite. So I haven't really even thought about who they could go in the trade market.
I've got one.
And go get. I mean, Ketel Marte was the guy, but the Diamondbacks said no.
All right, hold on. No. For the time being.
So is that who you were thinking?
Yes, because if you, all right, switch hitter that's got equal pop from both right-handed and left-handed side, his splits are phenomenal. Really one of the best in baseball when you're talking about that productive a player. And you don't think that Arizona would like to have a cheap pitcher in their rotation and an outfielder? They just traded Jake McCarthy, didn't they? Right? So
I didn't see that.
I know they're thinking of moving Blaze Alexander to the outfield, but other than Corbin Carroll, who's the guy that you are definitely circling and saying, yeah, that's the guy I'm plugging in?
Jake McCarthy to the Rockies.
Yeah.
5 days ago. Didn't see that one. Andy Ibanez signed with the Dodgers. Didn't see that either.
Yeah.
What was the question?
My question is that outside of Corbin Carroll, who's the guy you're circling in the outfield where you're like, that guy's got to play every day?
Sure. Absolutely.
I mean, Alec Thomas is like, he's like a fun toy to have out there, but I don't know if I'm 100%.
I agree with you 100% that Ketel Marte can be had for the right price.
Yeah. I don't think, I think that Mike Hazen said that to quiet everybody, and he should. I think that's the way you got to operate. But then things have changed since then. The Red Sox just added a great player, a pitcher that they paid $130 million to. So now we got a surplus of pitchers. Okay, Arizona, here, you want one? We'll take Ketel Marte off your hands.
That'd be a big get for the Red Sox, that's for sure. You couldn't complain about that offseason.
No.
And who's the guy you trade in the outfield?
Well, so you have to hang on to Rafaela. He's way too good defensively. Mm-hmm. Way too good. So it's either Duran, who still has so many, it feels like he should only have one more year of control left, but doesn't he have like 3? I don't think he's a free agent until 2029, if I'm not mistaken. And then Wilyer Abreu, I think, is the same thing.
2029 free agent for Duran.
Yep. And let's see for Abreu.
I guess you just ask the Diamondbacks, which one do you want?
Right. 2030. I mean, those are.
I love it, Chris. Again, like I said, I thought that they were packaged those guys for a pitcher. They went and signed the pitcher. So, yeah, now, Ketel Marte is what I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like another second base option or just, I think just infield option. The way we operate in baseball now, positions don't really matter. I mean, if you're an infielder, you're an infielder.
I know, but they need right-handed pop.
Right-handed infielder.
Yeah. And there's not a lot of those guys.
Oh, I'm thinking, yeah.
There just aren't. And they're not going to. I don't think they're going to want to sign Eugenio Suarez. That he's too much of a liability at third base.
Who do the Brewers? I feel like the Brewers have somebody for them.
No,
I got to look now.
No,
I
don't think so. Red Sox fans, is that what you would do? Is that what you're salivating for right now? Is a trade to try and rekindle the Ketel Marte sweepstakes? I think that would be so much fun. Oh, that would be good. I got to tell you. All right. Alex Bregman, talked a lot about him the other day. Finally put on a Cubs uniform for the first time on Thursday after inking that $175 million deal with the Cubs. Here is Chicago team president Jed Hoyer on part of the reason why Bregman was worth all of that dough.
I think within 2 days of signing, he had asked for reports on every player and what they're working on to make sure that he was talking about the right things with those players. He asked for a meeting with all of the minor league staff that's in Arizona to talk through our hitting philosophy, make sure he was talking about the right things. He had already called almost all of our players to talk to him. So these are the things that he's already talked about.
First of all, is it just me or does Jed Hoyer sound a little bit like Scott Boras without the rhyming?
I didn't get that.
You don't get it?
I didn't get it, no.
Dan?
Yeah, no.
Really?
You're on an island there, Chris.
Sorry. All right. Maybe I just hear it tonally a little different. I got to clean out my ears. This is what happens at my age. So that's not the question I was going to ask. Like, that's not the prepared question. The prepared question was going to be, all right, even as much as we've talked about it, is the leadership angle with Bregman, are we laying it on a little too thick? Is it too much of the narrative here?
It means a lot, Chris. I mean, I've come on this show and said that, so I don't think we were laying it on too thick. I think that it's a positive side of what he brings to the table, and that stuff right there, what he's saying. Okay, he wants, kind of what every guy is working on, And then what they're teaching, the philosophies, that's just so he's not stepping on the hitting coach's toes. He doesn't want to come in there, barge in and say, like, I'm the boss. Like, he wants to go in there and say, okay, like, I want to help. So, but I need to be on the same page as you guys and make it easy for me. Just like, give me a binder full of everything so I can read it so I know when I get there. I'll have my own observations, but again, like, I don't want to step on the hitting coach's toes and I think that's a really great thing. Honestly, I think what he just said right there is another big time plus. That's what a good leader would do. He wouldn't just come in there and say, it's my way. Like, I liked it. So, like, as far as, are we laying on too thick? I don't know, man. We're going to hear it, Chris. If you think it's too thick now, wait till the season starts. Wait till spring training happens, dude. When he's out there early taking ground balls with everybody and staying extra and, like, leading hitters meetings. Like, if you're worried now, just wait.
I think it's great. I think it's so good. There is such a lack of leadership in so many businesses. And the best run sports teams, you'll talk to anybody, particularly a coach, who says, I want the players to own the locker room. I mean, right? You played on teams where I'm sure there was great leadership, and you probably played on some teams where it was lacking. And it wouldn't surprise me if at the end of the year, the really well-led teams were ones that had better records than the ones that just didn't. It doesn't always equate, but it sure as shit helps. And we do talk about it a lot on this show, that there is no numerical statistical category to measure what a guy means to a clubhouse. Take my team. Right after the season ends, the Guardians re-sign Austin Hedges, and it might be the biggest free agent deal they give out all offseason, which is a problem, but he's also worth it because he's now been with the team since 2020. When Austin Hedges is around, they make the playoffs, and when he's elsewhere, they don't. So you tell me what it means. And Alex Bregman is a better baseball player than Austin Hedges. And so, yes, part of that $175 million is for leadership. I can't tell you what part it is, but wouldn't you rather have a guy that wants to spread the message and try and better his teammates instead of himself? We got enough of that in this world.
If the results are the same and you're telling me I can also add on leadership quality, yeah, obviously you want that.
Take it.
Yeah.
Who was the best leader you played with? Like who would have done that for you guys back in the day?
Justin Morneau was really good because he was like a rat. Like he hit too much, to be honest with you. I tell him that all the time. Like, you hit too much, bro. You may be hit too much. But he was always in the cage. He was always pouring over video. He was one of the first guys that I knew that was super, super into like advanced scouting with video. Like he had whatever program we had on our computers at the field, he actually had at home with him too, which I think now is more commonplace. Back then, not so much. So I'd say he was, as far as like taking the reins and like being an additional coach, I would say it was Morneau.
Yeah. I mean, in my other sport with football, the number of guys, veterans who will invite younger guys in their position group over, have them over, watch film at the house. That's great. That's what good teams do, man. And so this is great for him. And it's awesome that he's that invested a few days in. Like he could have said, I'll take a second to breathe.
He also loves people talking about him being like, he's a great leader. I mean, that's addicting, dude. People like saying all these positive things about you for a while. Guess what? There wasn't a lot of positive things being said about Alex Bregman.
And there's still a certain sector of the baseball community that won't ever forgive him.
I think it's even more impressive that we've gotten here from where it started.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. Yeah. I would agree with that. So Alex Bregman, Hoyer brought up another point, and he said he also told me, hey, I hope it's okay, but I already committed to Team USA before I signed with you guys. And if I can have your blessing, I would like to be a member of that team. And the Cubs were like, yeah, go for it. And he also said, I will come in and I will hang with the guys before I go to work because they're going to have Team USA spring training or training camp or whatever it is out in Arizona. So that's where the Cubs train. So he'll hang out with the Cubs in the morning, make sure he's still bonding with those guys, and then go hang out with the superstars at Team USA. So we just want to make sure. Speaking of which, Clayton Kershaw is going to be a member of Team USA. Does it make you even just a little bit sad that maybe his final pitch as a professional baseball player will not come as a Los Angeles Dodger?
I still consider that the last professional pitch. The WBC is a completely different thing for me. I'm excited for him to see him out there. He actually had some hilarious quotes. They're asking, like, what if you have to face Shohei? You're going to be able to keep a straight face. He's like, if I'm facing Team Japan, we're going to have a problem. Like, there's something happened to our team.
Right.
It was good. And, I didn't even realize, like, I was there for his last pitch. I have it on video when he got out of that inning.
Really?
Yeah. That was his last pitch, I believe, right? In the 18-inning game?
I think so. I don't think he pitched anymore, did he?
He gets out of the inning, he gets the ground ball.
That's pretty good
for Clayton Kershaw's last pitch, man. No, but this is completely different in my eyes. So yeah, I don't think about it all. I think it's cool, actually. I think, talk about a leader that's going to be around those guys. Man, I keep saying it, but we're going to be there. I'm covering Team USA. I'm going to start doing some stuff here shortly about the roster, which is looking better and better every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for a left-hander reliever. We already have a couple good ones. But back to your question, I know maybe you want to talk about Kershaw here, but real quick, I am looking at all the second basemen. It's not a great position in the big leagues right now.
No, it's not.
Especially on the offensive side. I mean, Ketel Marte, Bryce Terang, Jorge Polanco, Jazz Chisholm, Nico Horner, those are the guys that are the top 5 in offensive WAR last year.
Well, maybe Bo Bichette will up that a little bit. Maybe. I'm okay with it. I think it's great. I'll tell you this, if I were Paul Skeens, I would be sitting right next to Clayton Kershaw as much as possible. That's what I would do. Maybe,
How about the lefty? You say, show me how you grip your curveball. Right?
Still got to rip that thing off a little bit.
I still believe that there is a market for pitches. If you throw a nasty pitch, you could sell your data.
And
because I don't think is that all public?
I don't know.
But the grip isn't.
Right.
Maybe obviously the metrics of the pitch are, but how do you get the metrics? It starts with the grip.
Okay.
I think there's a market for it.
All right. Well, I think you and I are kind of in the same boat. We're good with it. Clayton Kershaw, go enjoy it. His answer was, well, hey, why not go do it? Yeah. A few weeks. We'll see you. Be around the competition a little bit more. It's a great atmosphere. I'm excited for you guys that you get to go to the final, and hopefully Team USA is there. Because if not, that's going to stank.
There's no guarantee, man. There's some good teams out there.
There's some really good teams. It's a great tournament.
Who's like the sneaky team you're rooting for? Is it Italy? Is it Israel? Like, what are we doing here?
Well, of course. Come on, Team Israel.
You're going Team. That's your sneaky team.
Let's go get it. Let's go get it.
How's that roster shaping up? They got some good guys
on the bench from a couple of years ago.
Is Sam Fold coming out of retirement to play, or?
Yeah, I don't think so. But I think we're going to put a phone call into Sandy Koufax to see if he could just give us a batter or two. That's all.
Is Danny Valencia playing for them? I think he might be.
I haven't even checked out the roster.
I'm looking at it right now. We don't have to talk about it. I want to look it up.
You want to check out our Team Israel roster?
Is Blake Galen playing for local boy? I don't know if you know who Blake Galen is.
I don't think so. Do you have it? You got it.
I'm looking right now. This is 2023. Yeah, so
let's maybe.
Yeah, they don't have it. I can't find it.
We're keeping it under wraps.
Quick Google search.
That's all right. Maybe you can have it for next week. That'll be your homework. Travel safely to Chicago. Enjoy the Rams-Bears game. T-shirt only. Let's man up a little bit. Okay?
I'll be in a suite.
Of course you will be. How many times are you going to say, oh my God, is it cold?
It's too hot in here.
Hey, could somebody open the window? I'm going to sit outside in the seats.
How are the suites there? I don't know. I'd prefer to be outside.
Yeah, that's going to last about 6 seconds.
Rams are going to kick butt.
We'll see. That's a tough one for them. I'm just going to say, for one, I think they should have done whatever they could to try and borrow somebody's facility, and even a college facility. They should have called the University of Wisconsin.
Just gone out there and got used to it for a couple of days.
Hell yes. Dude, it's been 80 degrees out here. Stafford and Devontae Adams are like, this is great. Where's our game this weekend? Chicago. Do they have a dome built there yet? No. Okay, it won't be that bad. I know Devontae played in Green Bay the first decade of his career.
But it's as long as it's not like windy or snowing, what does it really matter?
-9 wind chill.
These guys are freaking running around. They got the freaking heated jackets. They're fine, dude. Garrett Stubbs commits to play for Team Israel.
Right.
Dean Kremer commits to play for Team Israel. Brad Osmus, manager. Danny Valencia's got to be on the team.
All right. So that'll do it for our special edition.
Ike Davis, get out there.
Ike Davis, great one. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you next week here on Baseball Today.